ROI at schools technology turning catalysts for change. For the same, I would like to invite our moderator, Dr. Rajesh Jasial, Director, Kundan International School, Chandigarh. Can we have a round of applause, please? Abhishek Rathor, Founder and Managing Director, SANFORT Group of Schools, Mohali. Mann, Principal, Global Wisdom International School, Mohali. Can we have a round of applause for ma'am? Dr. Prakash, Principal, the Cambridge School, Hathan. Lakshya, Chhabaria, Managing Director, SR Capital Group of Schools. Can we have a big round of applause for this panel?
Good afternoon, everyone. Very challenging times for us to stand between you and your lunch and discuss about augmented reality, virtual reality, when actually you are virtually imagining the good food, and also artificial intelligence. But anyway, we will put up a brave attempt, and from my esteemed panelists, we'll try and extract some answers, and we promise you that we'll keep it very short. All right. Already the panelists have been introduced to you. The context of the discussion is, are these new buzzwords, augmented reality, virtual reality, and artificial intelligence? Obviously, artificial intelligence is more spoken word in the schools these days, because this has been introduced as a skill subject by the CBSE, as well as the other boards have also followed it up. And so are these really a catalyst for change? And I will start throwing open this question to my panelists. Let me ask Monica Mann, ma'am, first, that do you really feel that they are bringing in some substantial change in the way we teach in schools or in the way the children want to learn?
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Before giving my views, I would like to share a poem with you. I write, and I think something very important I can share with the help of this poetry, because this is all related to the education, and education is related to students, and students are kids. Gili mitti. So before starting my views, because you know, AI, VR, AR, मैं अभी बाहर सर से मिली थी, and I told him very clearly, सर कैसे बोलूँ इसकी फेवर में, मुझे तो अच्छा नहीं लग रहा अभी, मुझे तो ये कॉन्सेप्ट अच्छा नहीं लग रहा अपने स्कूल के लिए. I'm not feeling happy for my kids. If entirely we will change the scenario with the help of VR, AR, हम teachers कहाँ जाएंगे भाई, है ना? So before starting this, अच्छा आप enjoy भी करेंगे, थोड़ा सा light mood हो जाएगा, because ये भी मैंने तभी लिखा था when I was feeling concerned about the future of the kids. कोविड ने बड़े सारे सवाल खड़े किए हैं, वैसा ही ये सवाल, दिल में हरदम चुभने वाला कांटा सही सलामत दे. ये मेरी रिक्वेस्ट, मेरी प्रेयर टू द ऑलमाइटी फॉर द फ्यूचर जनरेशन. दिल में हरदम चुभने वाला कांटा सही सलामत दे, और आंखें दे या ना दे चाहे, पर सपने सही सलामत दे. हमें युद्ध आतंक भूख से मारी धरती बख्शी है, हमें युद्ध आतंक भूख से मारी धरती बख्शी है. आने वाली पीढ़ी को तो दुनिया सही सलामत दे, आने वाली पीढ़ी को तो दुनिया सही सलामत दे. और बच्चे भी अब खेल रहे हैं खतरनाक हथियारों से. आई एम सो सॉरी, आई हैव टू से दिस, that mobile phone also has become a very dangerous weapon these days when it is in the hands of small kids, because they don't know how to utilize or how to use this, technology wisely if they are using it unattended. बच्चे भी अब खेल रहे हैं खतरनाक हथियारों से, बचपन की इस बगिया को कोई गुड़िया सही सलामत दे। भीड़ भरी महफिल में अपनी अलग अलग पहचान तो हो। भीड़ का हिस्सा बन जाएंगे सर अगर वर्चुअल क्लासरूम में चले गए तो। आइडेंटिटी खत्म, किससे बात करेगा बच्चा, है ना? मैं तो सारी बात ऐसे ही कह जाऊंगी कविताओं में। किससे बात करूंगी मैं? मेरे सामने तो मैंने तो एक दिमाग पे चश्मा चढ़ा लिया अपने, मुझे तो वो सब वर्चुअल नज़र आ रहा है। अब मुझे कितने अच्छा लोग लग रहे हैं, मैं नाम लेके बुला सकती हूँ, मैडम आप, सर आप, और मैं कितने प्यार से बात कर सकती हूँ। जब मुझे मेरा नाम लेके कोई पुकारता है तो क्या खूबसूरती लगती है, अपनी आइडेंटिटी मुझे फील होती है। सो हाउ डिफ़िकल्ट इट वुड बी फॉर अ चाइल्ड, वो खो जाएगा, पहले से ही खोया हुआ है। इफ़ वी टॉक अबाउट दैट वर्चुअल रियलिटी, सो भीड़ भरी महफिल में अपनी अलग अलग पहचान तो हो, इसीलिए हर इंसान को एक चेहरा सही सलामत दे। और दावा है एक दिन उसको दरिया करके छोड़ूंगी। ये हम सभी प्रिंसिपल्स के लिए है। बच्चे रोते हुए आते हैं ना पहली बार इन द किंडरगार्टन सेक्शन, जस्ट इमेजिन दैट फर्स्ट डे, मम्मियाँ भी साथ रो रही हैं, पता नहीं क्या हो गया, कितना बड़ा काम होने जा रहा है, बट सपने इतने बड़े बड़े, माई चाइल्ड विल बिकम अ डॉक्टर, माई चाइल्ड विल बिकम अ वेरी गुड प्रोफेशनल वन डे, यू नो, ही विल बी द बेस्ट स्टूडेंट, ही विल बी द बेस्ट प्रोफेशनल। एंड बट उस दिन जब छोड़ते हैं तो रो रो के दरिया बह जाता है। सो हम सब प्रिंसिपल्स की तरफ से ये दिस इज़ माई यू नो प्रॉमिस टू ऑल द पेरेंट्स दैट दावा है एक दिन उसको दरिया करके छोड़ूंगी, खुली हथेली पर आंसू का कतरा सही सलामत दे। और डर जाता है दिल देखकर डगमगाते कदमों को। अब ये टेक्नोलॉजी ने सत्यानाश कर दिया है। फिर मैं कहूँगी, मैंने सर को कहा था मुझे माइक देंगे तो मैं बोलूँगी सच, खुश करने के लिए नहीं बोलूँगी, है ना? अब डर जाता है दिल देखकर डगमगाते कदमों को, इन नन्हे से कदमों को इनकी मंजिल सही सलामत दे। इन नन्हे से कदमों को इनकी मंजिल सही सलामत दे।
थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू।
दैट इज द सम अप सर, बिकॉज टेक्नोलॉजी हम शुरू तो कर लेते हैं इंडिया में, हमें समझ नहीं आता है हमें क्या करना है, क्यों करना है, कितना करना है, कितना जुडिशियली करना है, कितना जुडिशियसली करना है, और कितने एज ग्रुप के लिए कितना क्वांटिटी चाहिए। That is missing. This is what I feel as head of the institution. Thank you.
We share your sentiments, but let me now also express the reality of the world to you. There was a famous psychologist and a philosopher called Alvin Toffler. All of you have read it. The person who wrote famous books like Third Wave and Future Shock. He defined future shock as different from cultural shock by these words. He says when a person from the rural areas or the village comes to a city, he gets a cultural shock. अरे ये देखो ये कैसे कपड़े पहन के घूम रहे हैं, they eat this food, they travel like this, they talk like this. But he has a fond hope in his heart that he will go back to his rural area someday. He defined future shock, there is no hope of going back. You are caught in the future shock. This world is caught in the future shock, ma'am. And if our children do not adapt themselves to the future shock, they are going to be left behind. There is no way of taking them. This is not a cultural shock. It's no longer a cultural shock.
नहीं okay. Sir, I think my words are not clear. I told कि कितना देना है, कब देना है, एज के मुताबिक, है ना? वो मैंने जरूरी कहा है।
जैसे पतंग को धीरे धीरे डोर छोड़ते हैं,
exactly.
वो आपका पॉइंट इज वेल टेकन। Now let me also hear from Rathor that what do you want to say about this topic?
Thank you so much, sir. Beautifully, you told your beautiful poem, and I also feel something like that. Having said that, sir, rightly said by you that it is the evolution of education now. In COVID times, there were so many technologies, EdTech came in picture, and there was so much of evolution in terms of digitalization of education. And I personally feel that अगर बच्चा हम पीस ऑफ पेपर पे कुछ भी लिखते हैं तो हमारा ब्रेन उसको 3D फॉर्मेट में, अगर मैं एप्पल लिख रहा हूँ तो वो 3D फॉर्मेट में मेरे दिमाग में एप्पल आएगा. उसके बाद जो है वो मेरे को समझ आएगा दिस इज एप्पल विच इज रिटन. So ultimately the AR and VR that implementation is happening, if implemented in the right direction, if implemented according to the like ma'am said, according to the age specific criteria, that is going to be a beautiful thing for us, for the children, for better understanding for them. Like for an example, our digestive system, agar it is not visible to our naked eyes, but through our AR or VR, we can tell them at a real time basis that this is the thing that is happening inside you, right? And that would enhance the development of the child, that would enhance the understanding of the child, that this is the thing that we are doing. So I feel that technology implemented in the right direction, with the help of the conventional method, with the help of the right type of technology, I think that children of tomorrow, the future children are going to have is going to be much brighter. And आज की डेट में मेरे को लगता है कि आने वाले जो 5 years down the line, we don't even know that what sort of technology or what sort of jobs that we are going to have, or what sort of entrepreneurs and businesses that we are going to have. So हम आज इन सब टेक्नोलॉजी की वजह से बच्चों को रेडी कर रहे हैं फॉर फ्यूचर जॉब्स एंड फ्यूचर businesses that is not yet created right now. So that is what my take.
Yeah, beautifully said. And the message which I get from two of you is that we as educators need to teach our students that let not technology dominate you, you dominate the technology. Yeah? Is that the message you are trying to convey? And now I'll ask Lakshya ji, आपके क्या विचार हैं? What you want to say about this very hot topic these days?
Thank you, sir. I just want to say, before pandemic, we were not ready for the technology. After pandemic, we are talking about hybrid education. Within 5 years, something could happen, and we would say AI, VR, AR is present, or we have to use it. We learn from our senses. We need a human touch. We learn from our senses, eyes, nose, throat, our tongue. But AI gives you the edge through virtual reality, through augmented reality. You feel them, you can see them, because Facebook, United Nations, all conferences held virtually in the metaverse. Things are going on. We have to adapt technology, or technology will make you obsolete. Same in the case of Nokia, which has already happened. Earlier mentioned by Mr. Fernandez, the app, the use of artificial intelligence has reduced the time. We can give our useful time to some other learning habits from everywhere. हम कहीं भी लगा सकते हैं अपना time. So technology gives you an edge. We know where we are lagging, our weak points. So using the technology, we can make ourselves more useful, more we can give more output through technology. So I think technology will give you edge. Or in the use of artificial intelligence can be done in two ways. One is using the technology, and one is teaching them the artificial intelligence. We can teach coding, and there are small projects like chatbots and face recognition apps, small projects which can help our children to learn the technology to use in their future job applications. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
Okay, so you agree that technology has to find its place in our education methods, and no longer that the teacher comes on the front of the blackboard and teaches and goes away. We need to innovate. We need to bring in technology to make it more interesting, because students like that. They can connect with the subject much faster through the technology.
No one can replace the technology. Technology cannot replace the humans. It is very true. But technology can support the humanity for learning. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And now let's hear Dr. Som Prakash, your views on it.
Good afternoon to everyone present over here. Well, I would begin with a Vedic quote which would represent the beginning of the virtual reality is not new. This Vedic quote will tell you that virtual reality was present in ancient times also and will always remain there. The Rig Veda begins with the famous quote, Isha Vasya Midam Sarvam Yatkinch Jagatyam Jagat. That means God is present in every small particle in this world. And this is a virtual reality. See, nobody has seen the God, but our mothers, our grandmothers kept on telling us, and we started believing, and the same thing we transform to our children, and everybody believes in the existence, very existence of God. Education began with oral transformation of the knowledge. The Vedas were written. Brahma spoke them from their mouth. And then same thing transcended towards generations of Rishi, Munis and Sants. Then came the tree leaves where writing was, started. And then with the advent of the Industrial Revolution, John Gutenberg, the miraculous man, with the invention of printing press, books came into existence. From the books, the formal beginning of the classrooms and the proper schooling system began. And then, we came to 21st century and we had that epidemic kind of thing, which, without any warning bell, started this all agenda of online classes and the advent of technology. In fact, if we see the advent of technology, it had started in the first decade itself of the 21st century, around 2005-06, when the smart class technology was coming up in the schools. Even I would say I was the first one, very early in 2007, who implemented the smart class technology in the South Punjab. Talking about this AR, VR and artificial intelligence, my take on this, that technology has always helped the mankind to grow. We cannot remain shy, we cannot remain away from the uses of technology, and especially when we talk about education. Education is the biggest tool to bring about the social change. Whenever there has been any change in society, education has been the important tool. So the topic that says ki AR, VR or technology turns catalyst for change, it is mandatory for all of us to embrace this technology, but then with some restrictions, with some specifications, because we all have seen there has been a huge learning gap among the children from pre-primary classes to primary classes because of those 2 big years. And we as principal or we as teachers are still facing a big challenge in bridging that gap after the pandemic has stopped and routine classes have begun. The excessive use of mobile phone, excessive use of these online classes, which are virtual classes, in fact, have not done very good as far as 70-80% of children are concerned. Because, India remains in villages. 75% of schools, they cater to the rural population. Only 25% schools are there, which are there in the tier 2, tier 3 or the big cities. So when we talk about education, when we talk about student, we have to think about those majority of students. I would recommend certain things that let the teacher be at the helm of the affairs. Let the teacher have all the control, how and to what extent technology has to be used. There's no doubt augmented reality and virtual reality, they will enhance the classroom experience. They will make things more lively. But then we have to refrain from, I would give the biggest example of virtual reality thing that happened to our generation and which caused a lot of distress. That is PUBG game. it had led to a lot of distress among the children. And that was the biggest example of virtual reality, because that enhanced the experience of the game to so much that children got addicted. So we have to keep this thing in mind. The children should not become addicted to the excessive use of technology. At the same time, we have to bring about a social change. Times to come will be technology oriented. Even today, top 10 companies are technology companies. So we cannot refrain from the use of technology, but yes, with some specifications, with some limitations. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. These are very candid views, and I think what you spoke is almost everybody agrees with that. Now, I think the only person who's differing with us is Monica ma'am. Ma'am, let me paint a small picture to you. Let's take two libraries, okay? There is a traditional library in most of the schools where there are books, there are a number of newspapers, and there is a grumpy looking librarian who's attending to the students and telling them to keep quiet and just read, and here are the books. Second library is where there are panels all around. There are kiosks in which there are AR goggles, and there are systems, desktops, in which there are virtual reality apps downloaded already by the school. I can name some of them, like you have Titans of Space, you have YouTube, you have Little Star, you have cinematic virtual reality, and the Google Earth. Rather than giving him Atlas, now you're telling you want to watch it in Google Earth. Which one would you prefer?
Sir, I want to clear it once again. I'm not against the technology. I'm against the excessive use of technology. And मैं अब भी कहूँगी, end तक कहूँगी, I'm against the excessive use of technology. Technology, if it's helping in learning, it's our friend. But if it's leading the youth, if it's misleading the kids even at this very, youngest age, even like I'm a school principal, so we are daily, teaching the kids from age group of 3 onwards, 3 years. So how difficult it is to tell a small child, bacha, what is good for you and what is not good for you. Daily, I think so many principals are sitting here also. Just put your hand just near your heart and tell me daily how we people are coming across so many problems related to the behavior of the child just after the pandemic. How difficult it is now these days to maintain proper discipline in the school, because now, students are taking us granted. Just few days back, a gentleman came to my office and he showed me an app. And he said, ma'am, it's a wonderful app. You can do this, you can do. I said, aap nutshell mein mujhe bataiye, hoga kya? They said, if your child is not able to understand a concept even at home, at night, 9 o'clock or 9:30, he can open the app, he can log in immediately, and he can ask a question. It will be a live class. The question will go to a virtual teacher, and the child will get the answer. I said, sir, mujhe maarne aaye hain? You are just killing me? And what the answer the child will get from that virtual teacher, and the child will come to the class and ask the teacher, ma'am, aap kya kehti hain? Unhone to shaam ko ye padhaya hai. So many things are here. We need to understand. We must make our children future ready. That is the reality. Jobs nahi hai, sir. Naukriyan nahi hai. बच्चों को बताते हुए डरना नहीं है. मैं खुल के बताती हूँ. अपने 8th class onward बच्चों से I used to discuss with them, openly. There is always one day open discussion. एक पूरा session 1 hour का होता है with the principal and the faculty members. Here I used to tell them very clearly, बेटा jobs नहीं हैं. But अगर आप सचमुच में capable हैं, I'm telling you, I'm assuring you, आप भूखे नहीं मरेंगे. आप इतने अच्छे इंस्टीट्यूट में इतना बढ़िया रैंक लेकर इंजीनियरिंग करते हैं, उसके बाद आप 5000 की नौकरी के लिए तरसते हैं, बेटा वो गलत है. वो बिल्कुल गलत है. ब्रेन ड्रेन की आप बात करते हैं इंडिया में. व्हाई वी आर नॉट एबल टू प्रोवाइड दैट प्लेटफॉर्म टू द यूथ. आप दिन रात बच्चे को बोल रहे हैं बोर्ड का पेपर आ गया बेटा, फोकस ऑन योर स्टडीज. 10th को 12th को, so that you can get good grades. आपका बच्चा कभी उठ के सवाल नहीं करता, इतनी लिबर्टी नहीं देते आपकी वो पूछे ममा और यस मैम आफ्टर गेटिंग गुड ग्रेड्स व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू in India basically. So we need good risk taking youth, we need good entrepreneurs, we need good skilled people. For that skill we require technology, and only we people can understand and can make that curriculum in our schools as leaders, which is really beneficial for the youth and our kids. Otherwise, बच्चे फिर अपनी जगह से हिल जाएंगे, already हिले हुए हैं. Agree करते हैं? So this is what I wanted to say.
Thank you. We got your perspective and we fully respect it. And now, just because of the want of time, I will now use little more time for a question and answer. If somebody is not very hungry and wants to ask a question, please go ahead.
Everybody saying go?
So this is, the technology will measure your hunger quotient. So I guess we got views from the heads of the schools, and that the technology, if implemented in a measured way, will go a long way in creating jobs, will go a long way in making the humanity better, and will go a long way in making our daily life much easier. However, let not the technology dominate us so that the students become addicted to it. So therefore, we as educators have a very onerous job to keep an eye that in a very responsible way, the technology is given to them. जैसे पतंग को धीरे धीरे ढील दी जाती है, वैसे ही टेक्नोलॉजी की ढील आपने स्टूडेंट्स को देनी है. This is the message which has come from my panel. Thank you very much for the audience for your patience and listening to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for curating this panel so on time and so crisp. Now, I would like to request Abhishek Thomas, Senior Manager, Elets Technomedia, to please come on the stage and give token of memento to our wonderful panelists. Can we have a round of applause for this wonderful panel? Dr. Rajesh Jasial, Director, Kundan International School, Chandigarh. A big round of applause for sir. Abhishek Rathor, Founder and Managing Director, SANFORT Group of Schools, Mohali. Mann, Principal, Global Wisdom International School, Mohali. Can we have a big round of applause for ma'am? Dr. Som Prakash, Principal, the Cambridge School, Hathan. Lakshya, Chhabaria, Managing Director, SR Capital Group of Schools. Can we have a big round of applause for sir?